Alright guys, Faith Challenges, Crazy Love, Part 2, God's Timing. This is not one that I like to do. It's my testimony, and I'm going to share with you my mother's as well. Kind of. Very short. So, growing up, I always felt like I was alone. Never felt like I really had someone here. You know, my parents were young and got divorced when I was really young, and my dad worked late, and I would have to walk home from school and spend all day by myself and stuff. And you know, around 5 or 6 at this point in my life, I'm staying at home a lot by myself and being sent to my grandma's house and stuff, and which was fun, but you know, it takes a mark on you and made me feel really lonely. And I wasn't allowed to go outside and play with my friends when my parents weren't home and stuff, so it was really hard for me growing up. And about this time, I was about 6 or 7, I was molested by a babysitter, which is something I'm not going to talk a lot about or whatever, but it's definitely been a really big struggle for me. And you know, the more you get it out, the more it helps me. At least that's what I've been told anyway. But so anyway, get past that. I just started bottling everything up from that moment. I didn't tell anybody until I was 19 years old last year that it had ever happened, and it just made me such an impulsive person. And I'd just take whatever life threw at me and just put it in the back of my mind, thinking it'd just go away. And of course, it never did. But you know, whatever. I just thought eventually I'd forget. Then I got to college, and it didn't get any better. And I was dating someone for a really long time, and you know, I was being a jerk, just a jerk to everyone, because I hated myself so much. And you know, she left me, and you know, just coming out about being molested, and you know, I felt the loneliness again. So they put me on medicine, and I got addicted to that medicine. I was taking that medicine in excess, Valium and Lexapro, way too much, and I tried to stop that cold turkey, and I got to the point where I got so depressed that I wanted to kill myself, and I tried to overdose on my medications. And after that, I started just searching for highs. I wanted to get high all the time. I wanted to drink all the time. I wanted to have sex all the time or fight all the time. Whatever I could do to just get in a rush and to try to fill my heart. Well, I'd do that for a long time. I'm drinking, and it's not making me any happier, but only lonelier. I decided to leave school, drop an $80,000 scholarship that would have put me straight through school to join the Army. And I broke my ankle, and you know, whatever, I took it as a sign. Said, you know, I'm not meant to go, whatever. It gave me a lot of time to sit around and think, and just going to church, and I'd realize, you know, I'd never been happier than when I started going to church again, and completely fell in love with God, and I just started giving everything to God. Gave up everything. I gave my expensive sports car to my stepmom so she could do whatever, and just got an old beat up piece of crap, and moving out of my parents' house soon because I don't want to be given anything anymore, and working my butt off for everything I have. You know, let me take you to my mom's. My mom was having a very hard time in her marriage, and hers is going to be very short, but she was having a hard time in her marriage, and it almost failed. And her husband, my stepdad, started going to church, and she said, I'm not going to these 911 meetings, marriage 911, I'm not doing it. Well, he said, well, I'm going with or without you, because I want to make this work. And they started going, they got a relationship with God. About this time, they started praying for me, because I was lost. And I start going, and I fall in love with God. And now feel like I'm impacting people's lives and stuff. So today's lesson is, don't try to force things. If you feel that emptiness, maybe, we always say, God, why aren't you doing this now? Why don't you help me now? Why don't you do this? Sometimes it's not you that he's waiting on to be ready. Sometimes it's someone else. I wanted someone to save me so bad. I wanted everything to save me so bad. And I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get happy and why I was so miserable all the time. God was waiting for other people's lives to be aligned in the right spot so that I could be touched in the way I needed to be touched. God was waiting for that relationship to end so that I could put him above her, my ex. And God was waiting for my parents' marriage to fall apart so that they would get into the church they got into, that I could relate to, that I would feel welcomed at. And they were waiting. He was waiting for all this to happen, for me to break down, to be rebuilt, but without one piece it wouldn't happen. So that's what we gotta look at today, is God's grace sometimes is in his perfect timing. Perfect timing. Because when he sets up everything in the crazy puzzle that he has, it's made to work. And when we try to rush it without him, we do it without him, and we fail miserably. We turn to drugs and sex and stupid stuff like that to get our fix, when really all we need is him. So today's lesson is, rely on God and know that his timing will be perfect. He will save us. He saved me. And if you don't believe that, look at the video. I'm still here. And I know I wouldn't be without him. Be in a ditch somewhere. Or in a hole 6 feet deep. But guys, it's what we're called to think about today, is God's grace and love for us can be shown through his perfect timing. So just be patient, guys. He's setting everything up. We just don't see it. Much love. Till tomorrow. I'll see you guys.